It all started with a simple misunderstanding, or at least that's what the HOA wanted me to believe. My lake cabin had been in my family for decades, a quiet retreat from the chaos of daily life. I'd spent years improving it, ensuring it complied with every zoning and safety law imaginable. But apparently, none of that mattered to HOA Karen. One morning, I received a furious call from the HOA president. "We've torn down your cabin," she screeched. "You were in violation of multiple codes. It's community property now." First, I laughed. Surely, this had to be a joke. But when I drove down to the lake, I saw the shocking truth. My cabin was gone. The walls, the roof, even the dock were reduced to a pile of splintered wood and debris. It looked like a storm had passed through, except the weather had been perfect. The HOA had acted unilaterally, destroying my property while I was away. I walked the site calmly, noting the chaos. And then it hit me, they had no idea who they were dealing with. Years earlier, I had spent countless hours reviewing every land permit in the county. Roads, docks, utilities, cabins, virtually everything had passed through my approval. Not as a politician, not as a bureaucrat, but in a legal capacity that gave me oversight over all property in the county. Every permit the HOA claimed I had violated, signed off by me. Every rule they thought they could enforce, already reviewed, approved, and legally untouchable. I called the HOA president. "Hello," I said calmly. "I see you removed my cabin." There was a pause on the other end of the line. We thought it was unpermitted." "Unpermitted," I repeated, feeling a chill of disbelief at their audacity. "Do you have any idea who signs off on these permits?" The silence was deafening. I explained in detail how I had approved every construction plan, every dock placement, every utility connection for the entire lake area. They had acted illegally, destroying private property that was fully compliant with county law and, coincidentally, with my personal authorization. Karen tried to interrupt. "Well, we thought." "You thought? You acted." I cut her off. "And in doing so, you violated state law. And while I appreciate your enthusiasm for community enforcement, next time, you might want to check who holds the permits before you play demolition crew." By the end of the conversation, the HOA realized the depth of their mistake. They had destroyed a cabin legally approved and signed off by someone with authority far above their little neighborhood committee. There was no penalty they could enforce, no fine that would stick. In fact, their actions now left them liable for damages. I didn't even need to sue, they knew. Karen and her cronies slinked away, humiliated, leaving my property untouched after the initial destruction. Within weeks, I rebuilt the cabin, stronger and more beautiful than before. I installed cameras, reinforced locks, and even added a small automated system that could alert me if anyone tried to interfere again. From that day forward, the HOA avoided me like the plague. Karen never approached my property again, and the story spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. The lesson was clear. Never underestimate someone who not only knows the law but literally holds the authority the HOA tries to enforce. The cabin now stands untouched, a quiet testament to patience, planning, and the perfect blend of legal leverage and calm composure. And every time I sit on the dock at sunset, I smile, knowing that trying to destroy what belongs to someone else, especially someone like me, never ends well.